Moving to the open debate, could I please call Natalie Dawn, who is making her first speech to our Parliament today.
Welcome you to your new role. Can I also take the opportunity to welcome the Cabinet Secretary to your new role also. I'm proud to be standing here in our Parliament today to give my first speech on a matter which is extremely close to my heart. Before I go on, I want to give a heartfelt thanks to the people who made this possible, my family, my fantastic campaign team, and to all the voters. I'm so honoured to represent the constituency that I have lived my whole life and love so much. Renfrewshire North and West is a beautiful constituency, rich in history, from Erskine on the banks of the Clyde to the historic town of Renfrew, to our many beautiful villages from Kilmacombe to Bishopton. But it's the people of Renfrewshire North and West that make it such a wonderful place. In terms of the debate today, however, poverty stretches right across my constituency. Whether it's Gala Hill or Bridge of Weir, people are impacted by poverty deeply. I'm pleased to see the huge steps the Scottish Government are taking to eradicate poverty, with real targets and policies that really benefit people's lives. There's certainly more to do, but the Scottish Child Payment, free school meals, Best Start payments, widening access to childcare, removing financial barriers to education and empowering and enabling women to take up employment are just some of the ways that we are raising the bar. I'm thrilled that the SNP won an election standing on bold policies such as a citizens' basic income and a minimum citizens' wage guarantee. Policies that will genuinely make our country fairer and make a real difference to people's lives. But while we give to families with the Scottish Child Payment, Westminster takes it away from the same families, with the £20 uplift to universal credit being removed, a move set to plunge even more children in this country into poverty. Presiding Officer, raising attainment, tackling drug and alcohol abuse, protecting jobs, improving mental health and the creation of a greener environment are all things that I believe we want to see. These progressive moves become more achievable not if, but when we eradicate poverty. And we can only do this with full powers over welfare, employment, drug policy, defence and many other matters. When you're living meal to meal, day to day with no money, life is a struggle. Planning every penny really takes it out of you, and too often that impacts on other parts of life. Living in poverty is tiring, and what should be simple things in life like weekly shops or buying clothes for the kids become hard, laborious and at times impossible tasks. It's no wonder that this can lead to addiction, to mental health problems, even to suicide. Take our climate emergency, for example. It's the most pressing issue on our planet right now, but for someone who's just been sanctioned for being late at the job centre, or someone fighting addiction after years of neglect or mental health problems, then I'm sure that recycling might not always be a top priority for them. And for the children living in poverty, how many members actually know how hard it is to keep your mind on your schoolwork when you're worrying about where your dinner is coming from tonight, or what state your parents are going to be in when you get home from school, and how fast that actually makes a child have to grow up? Poverty is not a choice, and it is certainly not inevitable either. It is a lifestyle that is inflicted on people. No child should grow up hungry in Scotland. We have food banks and homeless people, while the UK spend billions on palaces, boats and nuclear missiles. That's 21st century Great Britain for you. Presiding Officer, Tony Blair did not end child poverty. David Cameron and Nick Clegg normalised it, and now Boris Johnson encourages it. We will never see an end to child poverty while we're tied to this UK government. The Scottish Government can make bold move after bold move, but we cannot mitigate everything. That is why it must be our mission in our Scottish Parliament to give the people what they voted for in an independence referendum, so we can get these vital powers away from the out-of-touch politicians in London and into the hands of the people of Scotland. I want to finish off by saying to anyone who has or is experiencing poverty, going to food banks right now, to anyone from a bad background, any child that doesn't understand why it's happening to them, questioning why they were born into this life, to anyone that thinks the system is against them, please don't give up. I am living proof that you can make it out the other side of the UK Government's complete neglect of Scotland's working and underclasses, and I won't abstain on you. And until we see an end to child poverty in an independent Scotland, I can promise you that I've got your back in here, and I am fighting for you. Thank you.
Thank you. A bit of latitude there to first.